Hey guys, happy Thursday. Yesterday was pretty interesting with Lilith and her brood of her night demons, the night hags, and we've already come to the conclusion, that archaeologically it was not Eve that was God's, or Adam's first wife. It was Lilith. So this has something to do with Lucifer as well. So let's go back into just partial about this. All right, now, in fact, one common name for the succubi, or succubae, that's just how they word it in that book, the common, or the actual right way to say it. So it was Brizo, after the Greek goddess of dreams, whose title in turn came from Brizane, which means to enchant. Now, like Babylon's dream goddess, Nanshi, Brizo brought prophetic dreams, which were pretty much as subsequently identified as wet dreams. All right, so it's a physiological thing that happens to everybody. Now, Lilith and her brood were also designated as night hags, actually beautiful succubi whose lovemaking experience was so exquisite that once mortal men experienced it, they could never be satisfied ever again by coupling with ordinary human women. Wow. Wow, that's all I gotta say about that. But she-devil though she may be, Lilith's continuing power over both Jewish and Christian imaginations was clearly intense, as A.T. Mann and Jane Lyle write in their classic Sacred Sexuality, 1995. In the Pyrenean Cathedral of St. Bernard de Cummings, Lilith found her way into a church. A carving there depicts a winged bird-footed woman giving birth to a Dionysian figure, a green man. Now, Dionysus was actually a Middle Eastern, what was he? Pretty much a wine god. Dionysus was a Middle Eastern wine god, yeah, whose ceremonies included drunken orgies in which his priestesses, the Maenads, tore men to pieces. So the same area in the south of France where Lilith may be found in church has legends of Herodias, the wife of Herod, who made Salome ask him for John the Baptist's head, having ended her days by drowning in a local stream. Bizarre. Now, after which she joined her sisters, the night hags, and still waits to swoop down on the unwary male traveler. Okay, so watch out, guys. Of course, there was a male version of the succubae, the incubi, which lay with women as they slept. So we all know about that now. In medieval times, it was often said that nuns awoke to find themselves polluted as if they had slept with men. If in most cases they did sleep with men. So some quick thinking nuns claimed that they had slept with Christ. Possibly many believed that they did, but this was swiftly denounced as blasphemy, resulting from demonic possession, despite the fact that they were known as brides of Christ. That is just intense and insane. I mean, that is a pure insanity. So predictably, women who were believed to consort with demons, as we will see, cause more fear and horror among the God-fearing than the imps of hell themselves. Now that's pretty interesting. That is really interesting. God has a problem with women. I mean, I don't know why. He's a white male supremacist. Now, an Anglo-Saxon book suggested the use of magic potions, but rather holy salves, not against the incubi themselves, but rather against the women with whom Satan had allegedly fornicated. But it does not make sense. I mean, I get the whole concept of the incubi and the succubi, but I mean, just what the church, how the church believes, it boggles my mind. Now, in Toulouse, in the south of France, in 1275, a woman of 56 was tortured until she confessed to nightly romps with an incubus, and having given birth to the demon's child, which was half wolf and half snake. But as Barbara Walker notes, grimly, perhaps the ultimate irony was the church's official opinion that the activities incubi were performed with the permission of God. So these people got to sleep with the incubi because it was of the will of God. Really? Wow. That's just a beyond me. I don't get it. I don't get that at all. But what God allowed, men punished. So man takes everything into their own hands. So it's literally, that is why we have so many wars and so much violence and so much, religious intolerance. It's because of Christianity. It really is Christianity's fault, men's fault, for taking it into their hands to think that they're, going to play God or whatever, God, goddess. So all that was in the bleak future when man had discovered how to deal with daughters of Eve and Lilith. Back at the beginning of all things, however, even Yahweh clearly had no idea how to cope with the latter bad girl, it seems, never to have occurred to him to adopt the smiting mode. That distinguished his later character, or career, actually. And his angels appear to have been similarly important in the face of her feisty responses. Now, perhaps the Lord would have sought advice about how to deal with Lilith from his wife, Eve, who was already a force to be reckoned with in the ancient world. American scholar William G. Denver wrote in 1984. This is wonderful right here, guys. Recent archaeological discoveries provide both texts and pictorial representations that, for the first time, clearly identifying Asherah as the consort of Yahweh, at least in some circles in ancient Israel. We cannot avoid the conclusion that in Israel, Yahweh could be closely identified with the cult of Asherah. Now, and in some circles, the goddess was actually personified as his consort. He did have a wife. That's just been taken out of the Bible. Now, excavations at Ras Shamara, ancient Ugarit, have unearthed 14th century BCE tablets on which it states that the wife of El, the progenitress of the god, or Asherah, was one and the same as most mother goddesses, including the Sumerian goddess Astarte and the Phoenician Tanit, whose temple in Carthage was called the Shrine of the Heavenly Virgin, while the Greeks and Romans referred to it as the Temple of the Moon. Now, Elath, on the coast of the Gulf of Aqaba, I hope I said that right, may have been named after the great goddess, who was clearly celebrated as the personification of the feminine principle throughout the Near and Middle East. So we're getting closer. We're getting a lot closer to where I want to be with this segment. I'm loving that there is evidence that God did have a wife, and there is written texts. It's very interesting. So Lilith, it was Lilith first. So is Lilith Lucifer? What is going on here? So we will have to just wait and see though. So I mean, that is really interesting, and it's really sad that the male patriarchy or whatever with God, it's ridiculous. But anyways, all right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great day. Please stay healthy, stay safe. I'm feeling better finally. So thank you guys for I updated you guys last night on here. So on YouTube. So all right, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about this. So I love you guys with all my heart, all the way from Venus, of course. Looks like I'm in church. I'm surprised I'm not in flames yet. I could make myself go up in flames though, all the way back down. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. So everybody have a good day. Stay safe. Don't get sick, please. And I love you guys.